As we go into late fall and more specifically November, it's really a time to start thinking about how thankful we are, or maybe how thankful we should be. That's what we're going to talk about today on Uniquely Bristol. Hi everyone, I'm Mark Thomas, and this show is a show about the unique hidden gems of Bristol where we all live, work, and play. It's produced by the Bristol Development Authority. Now this is 80 acres of heaven if you're an outdoors person. We are at the Harry C. Barnes Environmental Nature Center, and with me is the Executive Director of the Environmental Centers of Connecticut, Scott Heth. And Scott, I think people forget about how great fall is to being outside.
It's one of my favorite times of year. The bugs are not so invasive. It's cooler. Lots of things going on in the environment. Animals are getting ready for winter, so you have all the squirrels and chipmunks scurrying around. They're slicing nuts from the trees. They're falling to the ground. Birds are migrating. Insects are getting ready to get ready for winter as well. So it's just a great time to be outside. All kinds of sights and sounds that you can experience.
Let's step back a little bit. The Environmental Centers of Connecticut, yeah. It's a bunch of different facilities and does a good things for our community. Why don't you explain a little bit about that structure?
Absolutely. Well, Environmental Learning Centers of Connecticut, the mission is to inspire the appreciation and enjoyment of nature through conservation and education, fostering a healthy environment and an improved quality of life. And we do that in many different ways. Our primary focus is education. So we want people to get outside. We want them to know why nature is important, how it's healthy to be outside, how it's important for us to conserve open spaces and wildlife. We have the Indian Rock Nature Preserve, which is on Route 69 in Bristol, and that's our environmental education wing, if you will. And it's not open for general visitation, but we have the Indian Rock Summer Camp there. We do meet about 20,000 school children a year. Wow. through field trips there. And we have a lot of special events. That one's coming up is called Santa's Farm, and we do all kinds of different things to try to get people to come out. And here at the Harry C. Barnes Memorial Nature Center, this is really our community nature center. This is open for visitation. Right now we're open Thursday through Sundays. We have exhibits inside. We have great trails here, and people can come when they want to, and they can experience nature outside here.
Let's talk about those trails, because it really is for everyone, no matter what the age group. There's 4 of them. Red, white, blue, and yellow, I guess,
right,
right. Yellow or orange. So what are the differences on those, and what would people expect to see if they took that trail?
Well, the trails are very diverse in what you can see, as you suggest. We have the red trail, which is our short loop, and so if people just want to come out for a quick walk, go see the stream, get right in the shade and experience what's out there, they can do the red trail. That's actually been renamed Elmer's Way in honor of Elmer Matson, who helped start this nature center here years ago. The other trails just go further afield. We have lots of geological formations that you can see. You can see an esker, you can see various other rock formations along the trails. We actually connect from here to Sessions Woods Wildlife Management Area, so there's lots of hiking opportunities here.
I think what's cool too is I love scavenger hunts and treasure hunts,
right. And
you've even kind of done that probably kids would go to, but it's good to kind of get around. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's just a way for people to not just walk the trails, but just try to be inspired to find things. And our sense of observation sometimes is clouded. We just walk, and our goal is to just walk and get from point A to point B. But what we're really trying to do is get people to observe and to look around as they go, because that's where the discovery will happen.
Now, I'm a hiker. I am obviously not dressed to go hiking today. So for somebody who may not have done it, or a reminder of those seasoned pros that are hikers, right. Tell us about the clothing, the shoes, and the things that they should have to make it the most they can.
Sure. Well, of course, it depends on where you're hiking and how long you're going to be out for. Planning is really important. So, if you're just doing the red trail, for example, here it's a short trail, and so you can wear comfortable sneakers and things like that. If you're going on a longer hike, you want to have comfortable clothing, loose fitting clothing, so you can move. Make sure you take plenty of water, of course. If you're doing an extended hike, you want to be prepared. You want to have a flashlight just in case something happens and you don't get back when you think you are going to. You want to let people know that you're out and where you're going, so that if you don't return,
We can go looking for you.
You can go looking for it, exactly. The trails here, they all loop back on themselves. It's very hard to get lost here, so it's a good place to come.
Well, you started off by saying that the Environmental Centers of Connecticut is all about education.
Right.
I think it's very cool. Why don't we take a look inside, because you have static exhibits, but you also have live animals.
Sure. Okay.
Barnes Nature Center is free to the public. It relies on donations to help bring in new exhibits to the center and take care of the live animals. To learn more, the Environmental Learning Center of Connecticut's website is www.elcct.org. So Scott, as much as wonderful outside, it would really be a shame if visitors didn't come in and come inside, because you've got a ton of different exhibits. Tell us about what's in the Nature Center, and then we'll get to this handsome fellow.
Well, you know, we want people to be outside. That's our major goal. But we do have exhibits inside that sort of make that transition to get them thinking about the natural world. And there's nothing better than having people close up to animals like this owl. And so it sort of leads them to the outside. That's the goal for all the exhibits that we have in here.
Now, this is a barred owl, not a barn owl.
That's right.
Tell us about this guy.
This is a barred, B-A-R-R-E-D, because of the barring on its breast here. It's a native bird. It's very common in these areas. You can hear them at nighttime. You can even sometimes see them during the day because they're not as nocturnal as other owls are. And this bird has been injured, so it can't be released. And all the animals that we have here in Barnes Nature Center, they're either injured and can't be released, or they're the result of people having them as pets, and so they're used to being pets, and so they can't be released as a result. We would never take something out of the wild and to put them on exhibit.
Yeah, it's not a zoo. This is an education center.
Exactly right.
And to prove it's interactive, this guy has a neat name. And how did he get his name?
His name is Houdini, and we had a contest with local school kids, and they came up with all different types of names. And we thought this was very unique because it's spelled W-H-O-D-I-N-I, kind of like the who of an owl plus the Houdini. And owls are very elusive, and they're very silent and stealthy, and so
They're great hunters.
And they're great hunters, and so it was a perfect fit for to use the name Houdini.
Now, besides Houdini, we've got some other live animals here. We've got some amphibians. We've got some others. So what can people expect to see if they come out?
Well, we've got two other species of birds, live birds here. We have a red-tailed hawk, and we have two screech owls. We have several species of snakes and, as you say, amphibians and frogs. We have box turtles, all kinds of different things. They're set up in nice exhibits, and there's lots of interpretation. So it's not just, here's a box turtle. It talks a lot about, you know, what the native habitat is for a box turtle, for example, and why they're becoming rare in the state of Connecticut.
Now, we're standing in front of a photography exhibit, but you even have events that people can book out here, don't you?
Sure. We have all kinds of events throughout the year. We have weekend programs. This is, as I said before, this is our community nature center, so we have weekend programs, walks and talks, craft things for kids, and we have special events like Trailside Tales is a sort of a non-scary alternative to Halloween, where people can go out into the woods at night and learn some legends about various different people. We have a car show coming up, and those types of things. We do art exhibits. We have art openings. So we like to, nature and art and music and the arts in general go hand in hand together. So we like to incorporate those together.
Well, I'm sure this guy is extremely thankful since he can't go out into the wild. Scott, thank you so much for taking time with us. Remember, this is the Barnes Nature Center. It's at 175 Shrub in Bristol, Connecticut. We'll be right back. That's it for this edition of Uniquely Bristol. We're very thankful you decided to spend time and join us. We want to know what you think. Drop us an email at marketing@bristolct.gov. And if you want to know more about Bristol, our website is bristolallheart.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next month, be thankful, and we'll see you then.